Another artist that made a very big night, Olivia Rodrigo, 19 years old. She is a new artist, won 3 Grammys, one for Best New Artist, Best Pop Solo Performance, Best Pop Vocal Album. 19 years old, ladies and gentlemen. She has a really long career ahead of her. I feel like we're going to see a lot of her in the upcoming years because she's coming out big.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Nobody you know. That's right. Welcome to the Nobody You Know podcast. They might not be famous, but they certainly have a lot to say. Join Ash, SB, Emmy, and Gus as they discuss everything from celebrity gossip, trends, pop culture, hit movies and TV shows, social media, and even some juicy personal life experiences and opinions. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Nobody You Know. We are stoked today. We're going to be talking about the Grammys. So get whatever thing you like to put down your throat. That sounds really bad. I like to say, grab your drink, whatever that may be. Do we need to I'm sorry. I apologize. Do we need to read?
Let's go.
It's too fun. Anyways, this episode is going to be about the Grammys. So let's get going.
Let's start.
Let's take a trip to Vegas. The Grammys. What an eventful evening for all these celebrities, all these artists. I want to start off with my favorite duo, Bruno Mars.
Silk Sonic.
Anderson .Paak. A clean sweep for them. Record of the year. Song of the year. Best R&B performance and best R&B song. All well deserved. I mean,
when you hear that song, you move.
Right.
It's like
you groove, you're grooving, you're moving. It puts you in a mood. And I love it.
Does.
I love it. This is Bruno Mars' 3rd record of the year. He
Okay.
won this award back in 2016 with Uptown Funk.
Oh.
In 2018 for 24K Magic.
Of course.
And of course, 2022 with Leave the Door Open. With
I mean,
Anderson
how many Grammys does he has? Do we know?
I don't know.
Let's check.
Let's check because
Okay.
I want to know. I know
That's a lot.
he's not the one who has the most Grammys, but he's probably gonna be around the middle. I hope he at least has 10.
He's super decorated artist. I'm sure.
So
he
I
does.
hope he has a little bit more than 10, but I don't know. I don't know what is the number.
I know Queen Bee has.
She has 28.
An
So
enormous
That's
amount.
insane.
she's the female with most Grammys ever.
Yeah.
But there is still one guy that still has more Grammys than her, and it's this guy called Sir George something. I forgot his last name.
Okay.
He's
Is
Sweden.
it Sir George Lucas?
No, maybe I don't know. He has 31, so she's only 3 away
Really?
from him.
Wow.
All right, so Bruno Mars has 15.
15. Oh.
Okay, he's catching up to Queen Bee.
15 more to go.
I mean, I can't
wouldn't be
blame the
surprised.
Academy for giving him all those awards.
No.
He's
A musician.
Right.
He's honestly
This
the best
is the
of
thing,
the best.
like he doesn't come out with new songs every year. He like goes disappearing for a little bit, but then when he comes out with like a song or an album, it blows up.
hit.
It's a hit. It's a hit.
Which I think is better, honestly, because it's better to take your time and come out with something epic than just like regurgitate music
It's quality,
over
baby.
and over.
Yep.
It's
And
I
he's
totally-
such a performer.
Yes.
He's the whole package. You're right.
Yeah,
He is
if
the
you
whole
want to
package.
think of one of like the greatest musicians and artists, he's gonna totally be in the list.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
Because-
original.
Yeah.
I was telling Gus earlier when we were watching him perform at the Grammys, I was like, you know what? I think God made him short for a reason because he is so talented. And like, I even think he's like really cute, like good looking. He's got it all except for the height. And I was like, you know what? God was like, you can't be tall because you're going to be too perfect then. So just, that's the bane of your
His
existence. to be short.
personality makes up for his height.
Oh yeah,
I
like
mean,
you don't even notice.
At the
honestly.
same time, something that I really like about him is that he doesn't really go with the trend. Because, for example, this album, yes, it has a little bit of like those 80s vibes and things that people are going for,
Right.
but it has such a unique sound that it doesn't completely follow what everybody else is doing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And like the same thing with 24 Karat Magic. I mean, he has a love for the 80s and all of that. You can
Right,
see it in
right.
his music.
You can tell, yeah, for sure.
You know, but it's not the same as everybody. Like you can see how it's differentiated.
Yeah. Well, I think this is actually like a tribute to what the 60s and the 70s. I mean, we should know this, but like I feel like it's a throwback to that era, but it has like a modern edge to it that kind of made it like their own. But I think what's so fun about it is he reminds people of that time period, all the nostalgic parts that like you actually want to experience without actually having to go back into that time.
Exactly.
You know, because like it wasn't all like rainbows and sprinkles back then. You know, there's a lot of bad things, but he's using music to make people be like, dang, I want to live back then.
Yes,
you know?
Exactly.
I think that's kind of the vibe.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts was how they get up out of the table.
Yes.
That was
epic.
freaking awesome.
And then the speech after, like, we're trying to stay humble here, y'all.
Yes.
I thought it was hella cute. It was so cute.
It's so good.
It's just so good. I mean, it just well deserved. Well
deserved.
We love them.
The
We
only
personally
thing
love them.
I didn't really love that much their act. Like, you know how they open the Grammys?
Right.
It was good, but I wasn't.
I liked it.
I think I was hoping for leave the door open.
Right.
So you know.
Yeah.
I think the reason they did the 777 was because they were in Vegas.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
It,
like,
it
it's
was
about-
a tribute.
Yeah.
It was a
Right,
tribute to
definitely.
Vegas, but it's like, I want it. You know.
You want your
Yeah.
favorite one to
You
come
want your
up
face.
naturally.
You
But
want
I
it.
think that 777 one is super like showing off their musical skills and less their voices. And so I think if you appreciate like that, it was really awesome.
no,
I
I-
was like,
yes.
holy cow, these guys can play their
Yeah,
instruments.
I think it's just the little. I want it. You know, the song. Because I don't hear it enough.
Another artist that made a very big night, Olivia Rodrigo,
Yes.
19 years old. She is a new artist, won 3 Grammys, one for Best New Artist, Best Pop Solo Performance, Best Pop Vocal Album. 19 years old, ladies and gentlemen. She has a really long career ahead of her. I feel like we're going to see a lot of her in the upcoming years because she's coming out big.
The
And
competition against.
Yeah.
Because when you put Billie Eilish,
Yes.
Ariana Grande,
Yeah, she was
and
in that
all,
category.
all of these
Yes.
big names, they've been there for a while now.
Right.
It's like,
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
And her performance was very cute.
It was
I
very
liked
cute.
I
I
liked
liked
her
it.
in
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah.
It was really
Same.
cute.
it was
really, really
good. You know, I feel like it felt genuine.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
and sometimes
Yes.
that's kind of what I want in an artist.
Yeah.
Is I feel like they are actually enjoying that second, even though they have sing that song a
Yeah.
million times.
Yeah, I was like, I've heard her sing this somewhere. I guess in another award show or
She's
something.
been everywhere
Yeah.
since driver's
Yeah,
license.
you're right. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's kind of fun to see her like against Billy, not because they sound exactly alike. They don't. They have some similarities, but I feel like you can see like the innocence and the inexperience a little bit, just like as far as being in the spotlight and performing at
The
huge
performer,
shows like this.
Yes.
And then you get Billy, who's only like 1 or 2 years older.
One
Billy's
year.
20.
One,
Billy's
yeah,
20.
but like you can feel the maturity
Experience.
difference and experience
It's-
by listening to their voices. But like it's so fun to hear both of their voices.
Right.
It's not like one is better than the other, but like you can see that progression of,
Right.
Yes.
of like
Yeah.
evolvement.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Billy, her performance with her brother
Oh.
was magnificent. I loved how
Love
they
it.
incorporated the water, the rain. It was such,
Okay,
it's
so did you see the
different.
water right away? Because I didn't, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Wait, there's water."
I did. I thought it was super clever. I thought it was different, and she just sounds amazing.
Her
Obviously,
voice.
she sounds
Beautiful, yeah.
amazing. It was such a passionate performance. Phineas on the guitar. It was just passionate. I really felt that energy through the screen, and she did a fabulous job. I really liked her performance.
Something that I really liked about her is how she knows to move the audience and move everybody just with her voice without having to dance and you do all of
That's
these
it.
other
And
things.
not taking her clothes off. Like if she wanted to take her
Yes.
clothes off, that's fine. But she was wearing like something honestly that I would sleep in at night, which is fine. But
And
like
that's what
you don't
she's
even
famous for.
care.
Yeah,
You're not
that's
like, I wish she would take her clothes off, or I wish she
Right.
looked
doesn't
like.
need to.
I wish she
certain
was in a
way.
bra and like,
Right.
move, you know,
Yeah,
like
or I wish she was dancing, or I wish she would. Blah.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
didn't ever need that.
yeah, and I love that, and I love how well because when the song starts, you can feel the passion, but you can feel how it starts evolving, and then it gets
build-up.
there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it breaks you, and then suddenly she's like, to simple no's. Bye. Thank
no.
you. Like,
I think
you know?
I think it's like her timing is just
Yes.
impeccable. Like she knows when to build it up, when to like it just.
And you
it's
can hear her
effortless.
breathe,
Yes.
which indicates she's singing live, which it really bothers me when some of the people aren't singing live. Because I'm like, we're at the Grammys. The Grammys is all about awarding people for their voices, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I think most of the people were singing live. I feel
Sorry.
like obviously we don't know 100%, but like Lil Nas' performance was epic. Like his dancing,
The choreography.
the choreography was
Oh,
insane.
the
But
military
like we're
jackets,
pretty
the whole
sure
thing.
he wasn't singing live because he wasn't even remotely out of breath. You could never hear him breathing, and that kind of irritated me because I feel like we're living in a time when we really want people being genuine, even if it makes your voice a little less perfect. And
yeah, because he can sing and he can do it. I mean, I don't know if he was singing or not. Like, it's still because in these shows, you don't know.
You just never know.
Because at the same time, how they can all be singing, they can all be lying.
Yeah.
Because sometimes these shows are so prepared and they have such an amount of time that they have to be like no mistakes.
but like you couldn't even hear him be like,
Yeah, but I mean,
like with Billy, you could hear go. And then sing. You know what I mean?
She
Like,
naturally has a beautiful voice, though.
Yes.
Like,
That's true.
Naturally.
That's true. But
The
I
other
don't
ones,
know.
they probably fix
they
it.
have to tweak and I mean, a lot of artists right now use auto-tune live.
Yeah.
But
So-
I feel like we're all dancers and like we're all in pretty good shape, I'd like to say. But like we're used to dancing for 2 hours without stopping and sometimes longer. And even the people who are the most in shape, we all get a little bit out of breath.
Yeah.
And so I mean, if he was singing live, then damn, he's in shape because like I never heard him even slightly take a breath.
Right,
But
right.
Lil Nas, call me if you were singing live. But call me. Na, na, na.
That was a good one. But yeah, I mean, this is a little bit going off the topic, but it is kind of a little bit unfair how dancers is the only artist that doesn't have like a cheating way.
Right.
Because
there is no auto-tune for us.
there is no
it what
auto-tune.
You get what you get.
Uh-huh.
That's that on
Yeah.
that second.
And
Like
that's it.
That's
you don't
it,
get a
yeah.
redo. You don't get, okay, you know what? Let me do that again. Let's cut it and
Stop
do it
the
again.
music. I
Stop.
need to do this turn again. Like, you don't
Right.
get
It
that.
doesn't
You don't get
happen.
that.
It
Yeah,
doesn't-
like
and
even if
it's-
your costume falls off, like you just got to keep
Go.
going.
You just go.
And like you can't be like, wait, will someone tell me what my choreography is because I forgot.
It's live and direct. What
It's
you're
live.
getting is that's it. Like that is
Yes.
it. And that makes us even as a dancer appreciate our craft even more because you're living in that moment and you don't get that moment
There is no cheating. Like that is,
Yeah.
you know, like you're gonna see if you're cheating. Like you know,
Exactly.
Exactly.
with
And-
the other ones.
And I feel like I feel like with Olivia, she sounded amazing live, but like it wasn't like her most perfect like what you hear on the radio. It was damn near close, but it made me like her more
Because it's the rawness of the
because
moment.
I was like,
It's
this
the-
is her being real.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, yeah.
something that I really like. I forgot who was the one who said it. The one who won best rapper, Bastian. Why you cannot say his name? You know what I mean.
I know.
He won. He say there is no best dancers. There is no best artists. There is just. He said something like that. I have the quote something, but
Yeah.
I'll read it later.
Okay. Okay.
But-
Okay.
I think it kind of goes with everything because you don't have to be perfect as long as you're giving it you all.
Absolutely.
You could miss one note, you could fall in a stage, you could, but as long as you are giving it, people are going to forgive you and are going to love your performance even more because it was genuine and it was true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel
Absolutely.
like that's what we want. We want realness. Like
Yeah.
if you have like, it doesn't matter as long as you are giving it all.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because it can happen. We are all humans. We make mistakes 24/7.
Right.
Yeah.
And sometimes people like that better. Like
Yes.
I remember this lady, she came to all my shows and one time I was talking to her after a performance and she said that she like only buys tickets to sit in the front row because she likes to be able to see the dancers sweating and breathing because like she actually likes
She
that.
likes that.
Like cuz it shows like how hard you're working and how
Right.
passionate you are and whatever.
appreciates
I was like,
it.
that's really
Interesting.
interesting.
Yeah, it's
That's
very
very
interesting.
cool. I know which audience member you're talking about. by the way. But speaking of realness and uniqueness, Doja and SZA winning Best Pop Duo Group Performance. Doja, of course, her being herself, being authentic, not saying anything scripted. That's her. That's really her. And her. I mean, I know her acceptance speech wasn't elaborate. It wasn't again rehearsed. It was her being her, and I think that's why we love her so much. And it was congratulations to
Yeah,
her. I mean,
well
it's
deserved.
a very big deal, and so
Hasn't
That
she
was
been
neat.
talking about retiring too or something?
that's tea.
Doja talks a lot.
I mean,
Doja
I
talks a
swear
lot.
I read that somewhere like a week ago that she was like, I'm retiring from the music industry.
Well, I hope that's
Well,
And
a
then
false
maybe
rumor.
now that she won that award, she'll change her mind.
I take it back.
She's like, I take it back, you guys.
I take it back, guys. Speaking of awards, let's dive into our Latino group. Best Música Urbana goes to Bad Bunny. Are we surprised? No, we're not. Bad Bunny was performing in Miami while...
His one of his last
The-
concerts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not his last concert. This is called
The
the last tour.
The
Yeah, the
tour.
tour.
But
yeah.
that's the name of the tour. It's not the last tour.
Right,
It's
right.
just-
That's the name of the album. El Último Tour del Mundo. That is the name of the album. So he was partying in Miami with Los Tiburones on stage while he was winning his Grammy. Very nice surprise was Best Latin Rock to Juanes. Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, but I kind of have a little mixed feelings in that category because, for example, Zetangana, which is an Spanish artist, he's doing pretty damn good art. And like, it's one of these guys he's kind of like a rapper, but he's kind of like a little. I mean, people are also saying that he's kind of copying a little bit what Rosalia kind of did. That's implementing the flamenco into his rap, into the kind of like that
Interesting.
urban vibe.
Yes.
So, I mean, he's doing. If you guys can see the NPR Tiny Desk of Zetangana, totally recommend it.
It's on the watch list.
Amazing. This guy, so I was like, he could have won the Grammy too. And also, there is this Argentina girl called Nati Peluso. Amazing artist too.
Yeah.
So to me, I feel like these two could have run a better. But Juanes is such a big legend, Colombian. So I'm like, let's take it.
Yes. Let's take it. And last Latino artist I want to mention is Best Regional Mexican Music Album to the late Vicente Fernandez. He's a legend. He was a legend. He still is.
Yes.
Even though he's physically not here, his music lives on forever. And that's
When
for
did
all
he
the
pass
artists.
away again?
Back in December.
Yeah.
We had mentioned
We
in
mentioned
our...
Okay, so he
Yes.
was getting nominated for something he did before he passed away.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Okay, very
Absolutely.
cool.
So, congratulations to the Fernandez
Has
family.
he won before? Oh, okay.
He's
I'm
a
glad
legend.
I'm
He's a
glad
legend.
like he
He's
had
a
won
legend.
before he passed
He's,
away.
he's a legend. He's a legend in the industry.
Yeah.
I want to jump into how there's some controversial side to the Grammys on some artists that boycott the Grammys. For example, let's talk about The Weeknd.
Oh, really?
Yes, he after. Okay, let's backtrack. The Weeknd boycotted the Grammys in 2020 when his album didn't even make it into the nominations for the 2021.
And he had like a really good album that year,
He
right?
did. After Hours.
By the light.
Yeah.
Yes. So he feels
Sing it.
he go for it. He said no. The Grammys, I owe it to my fans, and he went I have the tweet right here. The Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency. That was back in 2020.
Wow.
And so, his album After Hours. So people were stunned when he didn't even get a nomination.
Yeah.
And so this year, he was featured in Hurricane and Donda in Kanye West's song.
Yeah.
And so it won. So the Grammy most likely get returned to the sender. But he doesn't have control on like if he guests in a song, like if it goes into the if it's nominated, it's nominated. That's not really out of his control. But it's interesting, even though he's physically like, and
I don't
He's
want
like,
it.
no, thank you.
But I feel like the artists usually say that, and then the next year when they get nominated, they are like, "Thank you to the Academy."
But he
for
actually
nominating me."
didn't. He actually didn't
I'm
show
sorry
up,
for all I
though, right?
said.
no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, maybe you were about to segue into this, but similar controversy along the same lines.
Yes.
Kind of. But like everyone knows, Kanye has been kind of stalkerish a little bit, cray with the whole Kim Kardashian divorce, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
Also, there's Marilyn Manson getting a shit ton of heat for allegedly sexually abusing women in his past that he's dated, like Evan Rachel Wood from Westworld. Several other women have come forward, and he hasn't been convicted yet, but he's definitely been charged, or like there's women coming forward, and there's going to be a court and everything.
Yeah.
But he and then Kanye have won awards, and there's quite a few women out there that are saying, like, why are these guys being patted on the back? Like, they're, I mean, we're like basically awarding somebody who's stalking and like being emotionally and verbally abusive. And then this other guy who most likely did all these horrific sexual assault things.
Yeah.
So it's just another controversy that's getting brought up. Like,
Of course.
like, would we award Harvey Weinstein?
No,
like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
It just makes you think,
I mean, it's a big topic because at the same time you could go so much into all of the artists because I mean we can just go to Michael Jackson. So it's like, are you gonna take everything away too? I mean, it's a bigger question. It's a bigger.
I think it's less. I mean, that's a fair argument, but I think it's more like these guys are in the middle.
Right now, it's in the moment. Yeah.
It's in the moment. It hasn't been like, oh, we gave you an award and now we're finding this out. It's a little bit like, okay, like, is it ethical to be awarding these people when
you're in the middle of a case?
Yeah,
Right.
Yes. It's a little sketchy.
It is.
But
it is.
I mean,
Yes.
there's no right or wrong answer because again, they could. Well, Kanye has put all of his stuff out in the open.
Yeah.
But the Marilyn Manson thing, he hasn't been convicted yet, and so innocent until proven guilty. But it's just an interesting thing that's being brought up right now.
Yeah, exactly. Another artist who did not show up, but she didn't give reasons. Ariana Grande. Hours before the Grammys were happening, she posts on her Instagram, not going. No.
But she said like her and her team, they already won. So
I mean, she thanked her friends, and she's very grateful on, to the Grammys and the nomination. She was nominated for three categories, but no explanation on her behalf.
She just knew she wasn't going to win, so she was like, okay, like, what am I going again when I'm just gonna take maybe one, not even. So
I mean, I would go just to wear the outfit and look cute and support myself and my other people.
Always went. And always goes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if she makes an appearance
who
in
knows?
the future.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like everybody from her management was there, like Scooter was there, Justin Bieber was there, J Balvin was there. So it's like,
I guess maybe we have to look at it from the perspective of it. Like if we almost got the gold medal like 3 or 4 times at the Prix de Lausanne or something.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know what that is, like it's like the world's biggest ballet competition. So if we got like runner up like 3 years in a row, I guess on the 4th year we might be like,
where would I go?
Yeah.
Like I'm good.
Right.
I think that's what she said. Her and her team already won. Like
Yeah. She's probably just because like she's worked her ass off over the last over her whole career, and she's had some amazing songs. And done some amazing performances and collaborations. So she's probably just feeling a little frustrated that, because it's like the highlight of most people's career to get that little statue.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. It is.
Yeah. Literally.
Turning the tables now. Let's talk about performances.
Yes, let's do it.
So my personal favorite was J Balvin's performance.
Oh, really?
¿Qué más
I
pues
liked it,
en the ghetto? I I honestly, I like the incorporation of like there was parts where the dancers and then they were like in canon. I mean, it was good. I thought it was a good performance. I thought
The
it was
scene
solid.
was good. The scene was good.
Yeah, I thought it was solid.
I mean, I was with the Asian persuasion because the freaking BTS performance was
BTS.
like
BTS homage to Ocean's 11, a classic film based in Vegas. It's about a heist in Vegas. So they did that scene. Like, I thought those entrances were actually very clever. Actually, that was
To
pretty
me,
good.
BTS like takes it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
far.
Yeah. No, it was very cool.
But at the same time with J Balvin, it was very good because he's in a lot of trouble right now in the Latin community.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it all starts in the Latin Grammys. Because he
comes
wanted
full
to
circle.
Yeah.
Yes.
He wanted to boycott the Latin Grammys.
T.
So because he was saying like it's not fair the urban reggaeton are bringing so much like publicity and everything to your Latin Grammys, but we are taking maybe 1 Grammy at night or things like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he has some true in some parts, but at the same time, it wasn't to be like, oh, like everybody, we shouldn't go to the Grammys.
No.
You know, so again, so that's how everything started. And then this guy from Calle 13, Residente, he in the Latin community, it's pretty common for you to like do a tiradera. And that is a song where you call out somebody.
A diss track.
Kind of like when Eminem did the movie 8 Mile and he like does those really long raps where he's like basically telling the other person like how much they suck.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And the song was released like a month ago.
Right. It's pretty recent.
So it's pretty recent. And
Isn't it like 10 minutes long?
it's 8 minutes long. The guy telling him how... And it's pretty deep. Like, it's actually like...
He translated
yes.
almost the whole thing for me. I was like, damn.
I feel like...
this should be great.
It's a whole novel.
Yes. And I feel like it's so hard for J Balvin to come back out of that.
I mean,
the best thing he did was that he didn't reply and he didn't say
Because
anything.
there was nothing you could
say.
I mean, what is there to say?
Yes.
What is there to say?
But
How do you recover from that?
yes, there is no way. But what he did, a week ago, he released a song with Ed Sheeran, 2 songs with Ed Sheeran, which right now are pretty popping. So it's like, and then now going to the Grammys, to the American Grammys, is like kind of weird.
Right.
But at the same time, again, he's also bringing this Latin girl from Argentina, Maria Becerra, who became the first Argentinian woman to sing in the Grammys. If it wasn't for him, she would have never been there.
Right.
Exactly.
So, it's like, yeah, you can say that he's not talented or whatever, but what he's doing for the Latin community is bigger than you actually think, even though he's talentless, how so a lot of people say, but...
I feel like he like opened the door
for a lot of artists.
For a lot of artists in the United States
Yeah,
to be big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like to bring in names and make them household like Bad Bunny and
like Colombia and all these things. I
Yeah.
mean, if it wasn't for him, like I don't think how many Colombians have performed in the Grammys, in the American Grammys. I think 3.
You can count them with your fingers.
Yeah.
And it's Juanes, Maluma, and Baldwin.
There you go.
Yeah.
Probably
There you go.
Shakira, but that's it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Exactly.
And I was telling Gus, I was like, you got to give him props for. He did it live. You could tell he was singing live.
Singing live.
Yes.
Right.
He doesn't have
was.
like the best live rapping voice I've ever heard, but it was. I liked it. I liked it that he just did it himself. I
was a
love
great
the
performance.
choreography of the
I
dancer.
did. I liked it. That was
The
my favorite
arm,
part.
like the synchronized
Yeah,
arm
with the lighting.
section
I
was
thought it was
really, really
cute.
cool.
I thought I
So
liked
yeah,
it.
I don't have
Yeah.
a problem with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another great performance I want to bring up was her with Lenny Kravitz and Travis
That
Barker.
was awesome.
That was a great
Yeah.
performance. I liked it. I liked it very much. It was a great performance.
It was very, very good. I think one of my favorite parts was showing how it was really artist.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know, and like when I'm forgetting people's names.
Travis.
Travis Barker.
When he just went in and started
And then the camera zooms to
Kourtney.
Kourtney Kardashian,
So
and
cute.
she looked like she was
Awesome.
like, I dotting him so hard. Like I was like, okay. She was like,
Wait,
yeah.
Fun fact: they got married after the Grammys.
I mean, she looked like she was about to lick his stomach, so I was like, okay.
well, yeah, they got married.
They got married.
It's surprising and it's not, like with them, I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, that's pretty magical. That's pretty epic.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's so
after the
different
Grammys,
than
you just
Scott
get married.
Disick.
Yeah.
Is that how
I
you say his
mean,
name?
yeah.
Like Day and night.
Day and night.
Day and
But
night.
yeah, it's
Literally.
pretty iconic to get married after the Grammys.
Yeah.
In Vegas.
In Vegas.
They'll remember that for as long as they're married for.
Right?
We'll see how long that's for.
I see them. I see them for a long.
We'll
long-
see. We're gonna have an
long time.
episode about it in the future if they count.
Right. Well, no. Yeah.
It was pretty good. Pretty good. I really like that.
And Lenny Kravitz, God, he's just an icon.
He
Like,
is.
Forever.
I mean,
He is.
I love it how I don't know if it was accidental. I think it was on purpose. If I was him, I would knock the mic over. Like, it fell over at the end. And I was like, if I was him, I'd just break my guitar on the ground too. Like, he's just like
Go
that
with it.
kind of guy. It's just like, he's awesome.
Yes.
Just
Go
like
with
watching
it.
him perform is so cool.
Yeah.
I know. Another great moment in the Grammys, which was very, I mean, it's very obviously relevant, was the message, Ukraine president with John Legend in the piano. That was a very special moment, and it goes to show how music moves the world. The music is universal. Music brings joy, brings happiness, brings people together. And the fact that there was a message in the Grammys was very touching. I think that was beautiful. I thought that was a beautiful touch that the Grammys included.
Yes, I think that's kind of something that I really like about what the Grammys did in general. Was like they were not afraid to spotlight minorities. They were not afraid to say, you know, this black person is doing this person is doing that. You know, I feel like they were not afraid to be like, oh, well, people are gonna tell that the Grammys are now becoming this political thing. Everything is political, so might as well just go for it.
Embrace it.
Yeah, like I
Exactly.
definly feel like there was a huge difference between the Oscars and the Grammys because what you said, like every famous actor, why can't I remember his name? Anyways, he was saying he wasn't gonna go, that he would throw his Oscar like away if they didn't invite the president of the Ukraine to speak in a video during the Oscars.
Right.
And well, it didn't happen. There was no video, but the Grammys had the video from the president, and I think the president of Ukraine.
Yes.
Which was beautiful, I thought. And then also they had that really cool video about what the
Academy is doing.
Yeah, with the during COVID, and then with the Black Lives Matter, and then
At the
I
end.
thought that was really cool.
Well, when they at the end when they did like how artists were supported through the Academy, how the Grammys were supporting artists that were not getting views or
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like it was very good how, you know, because that's
they
kind of what we
incorporate
want.
that. Yeah.
Even if it's fake, at least it's bringing hope.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But in the, I mean, if we compare, it's kind of like one really outshows the diversity and like wanting to promote it,
honestly, yes.
and the other one is like, we just want these people to win, and that's it.
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how we feel.
Yeah. Now that now I'm really thinking about it, it really is different. It really is because we're doing this a week apart, guys. The Oscars was last week.
Yeah.
Grammys, it's a different.
And, like, Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, and like Justin Bieber has been like really vocal over the past year or two about Black Lives Matter, and he's talked about very vocally wanting to work with more artists of color. And there's a lot of really famous musicians that have brought that up over the past 2 years, but they haven't really put their money where their mouth is. And he has, and I thought that like it was really cool because I didn't know either one of the guys that he collaborated with in the Peaches song.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they were both like, I just liked it that he was bringing attention to like new, well, maybe they aren't new, but I had never heard of them.
Exactly.
And I thought the one guy, what was his name? His voice was so
I
unique.
think it was Givian.
Really, really
Giveon.
cool.
Giveon.
And like, I thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool that they're like using all these music legends and current people, but then they're also bringing in people that a lot of others haven't heard about yet.
Right.
And so there's room for like,
Improvement.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought
And
that
it
was
goes
cool.
to show there's room for a lot of artists. It doesn't have to be the same too.
Yeah.
There's room. There's room.
Yeah.
And speaking of JB, I loved his performance.
I really like his
I thought it
performance.
was very nice.
I like how he started in the piano.
Yeah, same.
Subtle.
You know,
Very-
Yeah.
I really like how he was like a badass bitch.
okay, so can we talk about that? Because if you were watching it on TV or whatever, through streaming service. I don't even know. The Grammys, they beeped out when he said shit.
Yeah.
But they didn't beep out when he says bitch. And I don't care about either word, but I'm like, how is shit a worse word than bitch?
Right.
Like, what?
That's
Like, to me, bitch is on a way higher level of like, I mean,
True.
I've always thought that like shit comes first and then bitch is way like,
Right.
you know,
Right.
so I'm like,
Exactly.
they've got their beeping out of order here, but all right.
The rating is weird.
Us, yeah.
The grading is weird here.
Yeah.
Anyways, I apologize if your ears are offended at the moment, everyone, but I just was a little confused by that.
Yes.
Right.
But his performance was very good.
It was so good.
Yes, it was.
And you can tell maybe he's not. Maybe he's thinking about pizza. But like, I feel like you can tell he's thinking about his wife when he's singing that song.
yeah.
Like his face.
Haley's
like,
written all over that for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Like, and it's so different when you're singing a song and like you can tell the singer is so over it or they don't feel anything.
Right.
Yeah,
It's so different when you get the juxtaposition of those
exactly.
two people. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yes, yes, yes.
Exactly. Pivoting now, I want to go back in time and talk about who do you feel has felt like you feel snubbed. I'm sorry, I can't even speak right now. let me restart that. How do you think some artists have been snubbed from their category? I think of two. I think of Adele winning over Beyonce back in 2017. And
Because that
album
was-
of the year.
That was Lemonade, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for fans, it's hard. It's shocking because
Right.
when you're, first of all, when there's a lot of your favorite artists in one category, you're like, how do I even pick? Like, I love them all so much. Like,
It feels
how
so
does-
unfair.
Like, how does that even work? And then another one, which is to this day, people still talk about this. Back in 2014, Macklemore winning over Kendrick Lamar over Best Rap Album. I had never heard the end of that. I mean, it was big. So art is relevant. Music is art. It's hard for me to think that's right and that's wrong. No, I mean, you like something, I might hate it. I like something, you might hate it. That's art. How do you judge art? How do you grade art? So I'll never understand that. I mean, the Grammys is a big deal. It's a big award. It really means like you're the shit. Like you're the best of the best.
Right.
At the same time though, when you're in a category with very talented artists, it's hard. Like it's hard. You want them all to get it. Like it's hard.
I wish that we could have Beyonce on the show. Beyonce, call us.
Can you
Just
please
let us
explain
know.
this? Please
But
explain this.
I feel like, again, I can't speak for her, obviously, but I feel like if I was her, I would have rather won one Grammy for Lemonade than any of the other ones that she won. Because you could tell that she put every single thing into that album because it was like it was like her
It was the
her
album of
story
the year.
and it was like poetic and it had so much feeling and like it was like technically based on true things that were going on in her life.
Becky with the good
Whereas in the past, I feel like a lot of her albums, which have had incredible songs and huge hits, they're just like dance songs or like they didn't necessarily like tell a story or like almost like a poem or like the book of her life.
Right.
And like I just feel like it was like a movie, a book, a poem, and her soul in that. Oh, and then
Right.
for her,
That's
I
why. That's
don't
why
know.
people feel about that award, album of the year. That's why. That's
Yeah.
why. That's exactly why. I mean, there are things that you'll never understand, and we'll never understand that.
Yes.
Even Adele was like she should have won.
I mean,
again, we can go back to the guy who won.
Yes.
Yeah.
His name is John Baptiste.
John Baptiste.
Sorry, I forgot his name before. And his quote was, "There is no best musician, best artist, best dancer, best actor. The creative arts are subjective, and they reach people at a point in their lives when they need it the most."
Exactly. Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. And I mean,
That's the perfect way
that's
to say it.
exactly. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like everything.
Yeah.
True is relative. How to say that? It's like, what is your truth? It might not be mine, and what
Yeah.
is my truth, it might not be yours.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean you are wrong and I'm right, or you are wrong and you know.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's like-
that's how I feel about the art. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, music speaks to all. That's why it's been around for ages and ages and ages.
And we
It's-
always stay there.
I have
Yeah.
a question. Has anyone I don't think this has ever happened, but have they ever like given a tie, like two people?
There was a
like-
tie
I think there is, yes.
this
Really?
award
Yes.
show. Yes, with
Really?
Jasmine Sullivan and Bruno for
Yes, there was.
it was. They won. They both won. I don't want to say the wrong one now. They had a tie. They
Yes.
both got.
Well,
a
so
Grammy.
how come Adele and Beyonce, they could have both won?
They probably more votes in the room or
That's
whatever.
interesting.
But
I kind of wonder, if there's some people in that room that were voting that just couldn't like.
at the same time, it could have been also because it's bigger awards. Because
Album of the year.
Uh-huh.
It's a big
Right.
one.
when it's bigger categories, like it's not the same winning like sound design as winning the best song of the year,
feel
which is
like
kind of
they
ridiculous
should.
because without sound design you cannot win song of the year.
Right.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, I think it happens.
Yeah, there was a tie this year, so
Oh,
Yeah.
they
Interesting.
did. They did get it.
Yeah.
They both got Grammys.
I was
yes.
like, that's probably never happened.
They give out more than 84 awards, I think.
Wow.
It's pretty big how
Yeah.
many
Yeah.
awards they give.
And
They-
nobody slapped anyone. That's good.
Yes. That's the other thing that happened compared to this is, how we talk, how many people watch the Oscars?
Uh-huh.
Did you know how many people watch the Grammys?
How many?
Only, I just want to say it wrong.
Right.
So the Oscars were 16.6 million
Mm-hmm.
and the Grammys were 8.9 million.
8 point.
That's so weird. I would think music would be more like.
I thought so too.
For me,
Huh.
music has always been entertaining.
Exactly.
I've always loved the dancing, the music. I love the
Because you have
dance.
more performances, you have more
Yes,
like it's kind of
exactly.
what Trevor says. He was like, this is just a concert that happens to give awards. I really like that because
Yeah.
he was like, that's literally
Yeah.
what it is. It's a concert with the biggest musicians.
Exactly.
Weird.
They just give awards.
Exactly. Exactly.
But I would thought they.
You would
it-
think music
Yeah.
would
That
bring more
is
people.
so strange.
But my question is, I don't know if this is just in the US or in the world. You know what I mean? Because I know the
True.
Oscars are
True.
definitely global.
Global.
Like
Right.
everybody in the world
Yeah.
watches. The Grammys, I don't think so.
That will determine.
But at the
that
same
number.
time, if you put 16 million in the world, that's not even like 0.01% of the
exactly.
world.
That's exactly.
So that's sad.
yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like the Oscars, movies that we watch all the time,
Exactly.
if it's all of the world, let it at least beat 100 million people watching. 1%.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But-
yeah.
Crazy.
It goes to show. It goes to show, right?
yeah.
Well, I think that concludes.
Oh, do we need to do a little shout out to
Bef-
our.
Before we end this
Yeah.
episode, we have a
Let's do
very
it.
special announcement.
We do. Gus, you want to
Please lead
share
us.
this special juicy moment?
Yes. well, let's do it.
Yes, please.
All right. So, how did you guys have? We have our first sponsor. It's called New Religion. So please go check it out. We're gonna leave the links down in the comment section in the description. I almost
Description.
forget how to say
Yes.
description. So you can see what we're wearing. It's a new collection, and
It's super light, guys.
it's
I
a
mean,
sports collection. So it's for
It's
you to go
so
work out.
comfortable.
So comfortable.
I mean, the material is impeccable, and the design.
The design.
There's nothing like it,
There's
guys.
nothing like
It's
it.
perfect for like going to the gym, dancing in, just chilling at home.
Exactly.
You could even wear this like out even because
Out,
it's kind of
out.
sleek. Like it's
Honestly,
like really cool. I like
we
it a
have the
lot.
shirts. Ash has the sweater.
Yes, full pants, everything.
Yes.
Just bless.
And the cool thing about it is their patterns like you've never seen. Like no one is gonna be wearing what
No.
you're wearing, which I
Exactly.
don't know about you, but I don't like to be seen wearing something else that someone
This
else is
isn't
wearing.
mainstream,
No.
guys.
It's very unique.
Yes.
I like it a lot.
So if you guys want to check it out, please just go to the Instagram. It's New Religion NYC.
Thank you, New Religion.
Thank you.
Yes. Let's go also. What about the people? What were they were wearing? You know how in the Oscars we
yeah.
kind of talk a little bit
Let's
about
talk
that.
about outfits. Anyone's that struck?
I mean, I really like Dua Lipa, what she was wearing.
Yeah.
Lipa.
I actually like what Bruno Mars and his what's the other guy's name? again?
Anderson.
Anderson were wearing. Their suits were awesome. I liked it.
They're fly. They're always fly.
They are, yeah.
And I actually really liked Nas' suit.
His military when his performance
Yeah.
when his military it gave me like MJ
I-
vibes. I liked it.
I really like that one. Yes.
Yeah.
When he was, I also like his.
Oh, too. His red carpet look.
I was actually talking about not like Big Nas, not
Big
Little
Nas.
Nas.
Oh, the other Nas.
I know. It wasn't like over like the top or anything, but it was just like a really classy like blue gray suit with like skinnier fitted. I don't know. I just thought he looked really like gangster classy. Like I thought it looked good.
Right?
Yeah. Dua Lipa.
That is hot.
Beautiful.
That
Dua
is
Lipa
super
looks
hot.
so good. Yeah.
She
So
looks
good.
beautiful.
That looks really good.
Crazy.
She's always beautiful.
All right.
All right. Is there anything that you guys want to say about the Grammys?
I think
Something else that
that's
strikes
it.
you?
I think that
That's it.
concludes it. I think that concludes the Grammys.
unless you want me to sing about it, I think that's it.
Okay, guys.
We've come to the end of our episode.
That's a wrap. No, I'm kidding.
All right. No. Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening, for watching, if you're watching, and that. I almost spoke in Spanish.
That's fine if you do.
That's right.
Just go listen in any platform. Please rate us. It will mean the world to us. We're in every platform. I don't know why I'm forgetting to speak. I'm sorry.
That's all you have to say. They get
Yes.
they get it.
They
Yes.
get it.
Don't forget to rate us. Thank you
As
very much.
always, thank you for
Thank you.
tuning in,
Thank you.
guys. Until the next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, guys and gals. This was Nobody You Know. Literally. Remember to hit like and subscribe and leave us a comment. Have a question for the guys or a topic you'd love them to discuss? Get in touch. You can find us on all socials at @NobodyYouKnow_podcast. See you next time.